So welcome to Yoga Therapy Sunday on this beautiful sunny day in Garden Bay, Pender Harbor, Sexswamin, traditional unceded territory of the Coast Salish peoples, the Seychelles Nation. I'd like to acknowledge the lands that you are on this beautiful morning. And I like to really think about the land itself that our Aboriginal peoples have been trying to protect. So just thinking about the land around you, the land that you're perhaps standing above on your floor, the landscape, the resources, and how our body is part of that land. Bending the knees, feeling the feet, the bottoms of the feet, as if they're roots growing into that land. And inhale, your arms coming to the sides, sweeping through that sunshine all around you. Wherever you are today, I hope you have sunshine. Exhale, sweeping your arms down through that sunshine. Inhale through that sunlight all around you. We're going to take it through the center this time to ground. Exhale through your central channel from the top of your head all the way down to the base of your spine and into your legs and into your feet. And visualize those roots going down into the earth. Do this in your own timing. If you like, you can visualize a tree in your landscape today. Your arms are branches of that tree. Your trunk is the trunk of the tree. Sweeping through that sunlight, shining behind the tree, perhaps. Just visualizing the sun as you inhale, and waterfall as you exhale. One of those images. Ujjayi pranayama, constricting the throat, if that works for you. Otherwise, doing a ha sound with the mouth open. As you exhale, inhale through the nose if you can. We're going to add on Brahmari pranayama, the deep breath on the exhale. You can do this again in your own timing. Inhale through that radiance all around you, maybe sweeping through branches of a tree that you're part of. Exhale through that root. Inhale through those branches, through that sunshine, through that radiance, shining through that tree. Exhale through the trunk and the roots. And add on Om if you like, or you can keep going with the Brahmari, the deep breath. Just remembering to feel the legs and the feet at the end of that exhale. Just try to keep in your body. Inhale, through those branches, through that radiance, shining through the branches. Last time, exhale through the trunk and the roots. Maybe make an intention today with your hands at your heart in Anjali Mudra, or the hands down. They could be crossed. Perhaps even your center today might be lower at the belly button area. So just pick a place that feels like a good center for you to work with today. And maybe one hand on the heart, the other on the belly. Let's make an intention for your mind, for your emotions, for your body. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, coming to the side. I'm going to come onto the toes later today. Inhale up, exhale side, just because it's a bit colder, just leaving that part till a bit later. Now, feel free to modify. You've been in class for 10 weeks, so feel free to do this in your own way that feels good for your body. So I like to bend that top arm. You might like to keep it straight. So just feel what works best for you. One side might be different than the other. You've got imbalances in your spine, which most of us do. And I often do like to think and look at the beautiful trees on the land around me here and just see how there's no such thing as a straight tree. So why do we expect our bodies to be straight and symmetric? That's a very, dare I say, patriarchal kind of view of reality, that things are in straight lines. Lots of different shapes. And we are part of that. We are all made of that stardust. Our star of the sun. I often think of that. All of this is made of that stardust surrounding the sun. In a sense, we do owe so much to that beautiful sun that the Vedic culture honors many of their chants. When you feel complete, just finishing up, coming to your samastiti. Again, we're going to stay in that later after we're a little warmer. Just being a little more careful, it being winter, getting into winter. Exhale, hands at the heart. Bringing the feet apart, Uchita Trikonasana, and we're just going to pendulate side to side. This is a great resource for mind emotions. Inhale, arms center. Exhale, arms side. Inhale, arms center. Exhale, arms side. Now, that top arm, if that's uncomfortable for your shoulder, just a reminder, you can always leave that arm down. So I'm just showing modification. You can always bend the knee of the side you're on. If you've got some knee stuff going on and that straight leg with weight on it, it's not feeling good. So just think about all those things for yourselves. For those of you with arthritis in the hands, you can always stretch those fingers apart as you exhale, inhale, making fists, or you could do the opposite. And finding your expression of this. This is an individualized practice. Finding your breath length, following that. And then just enjoying the feeling, the pendulating side to side, resource for pain, mind and emotions and body. And just finishing up, we're going to work with one side. So turning your outside foot to your left foot to the left. The other foot can be square, heel to heel alignment, or turn it slightly in, your choice on that. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, sliding to the side, and that top arm coming up, or again, just a reminder, you can have it at your waist, your hips, your lower back, palm down or palm up. Inhale, coming up, exhale, side. Just keep this going in your own way. You can always bend that knee of the side you're coming to. Coordinating breath and movement. So preparation for pranayama, seated breath practices, coordinating breath and movement. Ujjayi pranayama throughout, constricting the throat. This is a simple pranayama that we integrate into asana, the poses. And you've done around 6. Just finishing up. We're going to go to the other side. Again, just keeping it dynamic before we stay today. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, coming to your side. Drawing your belly in, remembering that this is a lot of core work as we do this. And again, those arms are weights, so if they're too much, just leave the top arm down. You can just leave it down like this, for example. And you can always put your lower hand on your leg to support the weight. You can bring that lower hand to a chair, to a block. Try to keep those shoulders aligned. And after you've done around 6, just finishing up, coming to the center. Feet parallel, exhale, release. We're going to do a dynamic stay on the left side. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, coming to the side. Staying here if it's comfortable. If it's not, you can move it up and down. Exhale, release that arm down. You can bend that left knee. Inhale, coming up. This is for neck and shoulders. We know from some research that moving the upper back, neck, and shoulders is a resource for pain of body and mind. Probably because there's a lot of sympathetic nerve innervation in the thoracic spine. A lot of nerves in that area of our body to do with the fight-flight response, and we're kind of soothing them perhaps, helping them down-regulate. When you're ready, perhaps staying in the pose or just coming out. See, you can keep it moving or stay. Finding all those triangles. Inhale, coming up. This triangle is a symbol cross-culturally of unification, harmony between opposites. Moving to the other side. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, coming to the side. Working with that dynamic stay. Inhale, Here, exhale, release the shoulder down, the hip down. Inhale, opening up. Maybe looking up to the sky. Exhale, maybe looking down, and adjust where you keep your gaze according to your neck. How it feels this morning, honoring your body. It's so easy for us with that big prefrontal cortex to override what our body tells us. Part of this practice is learning to listen to those messages. 80% of the information coming from our body comes from the body up to the mind. Through the vagus nerve. So our gut tells you how you're doing. Your heart tells you how you're doing. That information goes up to your brain, you process it, you decide what to do, or you can override it from the top down. That's your choice. Maybe staying in the pose or keep it moving. Feeling those triangles. Trying to keep my neck long. I tend to let it hang out there. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. Bringing the hands to the heart again, or one hand to the belly, and remembering your focus today as we move into samastiti. Sama, balance, stiti, standing. Pose of neutrality between the opposites. Here, let's move into a forward bend. Inhale, arms coming up. Through that radiance all around you. Exhale, feeling that trunk, your tree, or perhaps moving into an image of a waterfall, falling down to your feet. Inhale through the radiance of the sun, the light of your heart, that deep well of awareness deep within that spiritual heart. Exhale, that water cleansing you. Any kleshas, any obstacles to awareness. Inhale, radiating like the sun. Exhale, letting go of blocks to that radiance. Inhale, radiating like the sun. Exhale, washing away those clouds of misperception. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, hands coming to the heart. And perhaps hands coming by your sides and just really feeling that even standing pose of samastiti. Feeling your feet firmly planted on the ground, your legs, your feet like roots. And your Muladhara, your pelvic floor chakra. Mula means root. And that root goes all the way up to just below the belly button. And then can you feel yourself moving higher in your awareness to your belly button, area, power center, and that second chakra, the pubic area, emotions, and then coming higher still to the heart center, to the throat center, to the third eye, to the top of the head, to above the head. When you're ready, exhale, arms coming down. We're going to move into a stay of a side bend after we do some moving Tadasana onto the toes. So inhale, coming up on the toes. If you like adding nyasam, bringing the thumb up, the first finger as you inhale, exhale, the index finger coming down the thumb. Flick, and then thumb coming up the middle finger. Middle finger coming down the thumb. And flick. Thumb coming up, the ring finger pressing as hard as is comfortable, getting into those nerves in the hands, the arms, the upper back, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, ring finger coming down the thumb. And flick. And finally, thumb coming up, the little finger. Little finger coming down the thumb. Flick. Do this one more round on your own. So again, it's like this. Thumb up the finger, finger down the thumb, flick, etc. Called nyasam. Or you can just touch your fingertips or any other knuckle that you want to work with. This is an ancient way of counting pranayama or chanting, and these 3 digits on each finger are also a way of counting anything in the ancient culture. Heard of the base 6. 12 knuckles, and then you count with the thumb. Joints, that is. And then beyond the counting, there's that 0, which was a concept that came later via India. Made its way to Baghdad eventually. That concept of 0 is about moving to a state of emptiness, or what is beyond all this that we can count. So moving from the measurable to the immeasurable. Hands at the heart. In Vedic culture, we consider this immeasurable piece very full rather than empty. So it's a little different than the Buddhists view it. When you're ready, stretching to your left, bringing your left foot over your right and coming to the side. You want to keep it moving. Exhale, side. Inhale, coming up. Or if you feel ready, you can just stay in this side bend, we might be ready. We've done quite a bit of preparation. And you can choose whatever arm movement you want. So you can hold opposite elbows. You can use the wall, and if it's feeling tight in there, I would recommend just keep it moving. Just be careful because it's pretty strong. That's how long we've been up. And if you have injury in that spot, also, you want to keep it moving. So just find your expression of this Parshva Tadasana, this side version of Tadasana. Palm tree. Lying those shoulders if you can. And then when you're ready, going to the other side. I know some of you have scoliosis. Great pose. Some of you've got some lower back stuff. But this pose is good for. One of you told me that your practitioner called this the ballerina pose, which was kind of interesting. Done ballet. I don't remember ever doing this pose. Certain elegance to it. You're feeling that stretch in the outer hip. This is lower back, upper back. Underneath those armpits. Getting into that rib cage. Let's do one more round, whatever version you're doing. This scenario we do not go into very much in our lives. See some of you trying to find a wall that's available. Good job. And switch sides when you're ready. You stay longer on one side, so I'm really trying to get you to find your own practice today. This when I'm away in India. Going to be hopefully following my videos, but maybe even doing your own practice. You're ready, finishing up. And I think it's time for a forward bend. So let's do our forward bend a little bit differently this time. Inhale, arms coming up front. So this is more lower back when the arms are coming to the front. So just notice that even this movement, when you have back pain, this is a lot of work. So keep that in mind. If you do have lower back pain, arm side might be better. Exhale, if you can, interlock your fingers and stretch long, drawing the belly in from the pelvic floor up. Now feel free to bend your knees. Feel free to use a chair that you come to. I'm using no chair today. Inhale, move the arms in line with the ears if you can and come up. Now, if this is too much, modifications, again, arm side, or you can just release those hands down to the thighs, bend your knees, slide the hands down and come to your place. And inhale, again, you can slide your hands up the front or the back of the legs and then add the arms at the end. So do whatever works for your body. Do not force your body to do something it doesn't want to do. Remember, 80% of your knowledge of your body is coming from the body to the prefrontal cortex, the front of the head. So you've got all that information available to you, but you have to listen to it with that central processor, otherwise you override it. And that sometimes leads to some troubles. The nervous system will tell you that it's not feeling safe. Going up and down. If it's comfortable staying at the bottom. Now, as we stay here, feel free, if you've got a wall available to you, to bring your buttocks to the wall. We haven't done this in a while. With your feet slightly in front, you might feel more comfortable with that slightly lessened angle of the pose. And with the support
of the wall for the hips and the lower back. You can bend your knees. If you want to add on upper back, neck, and shoulders, inhale, arms side, coming up, shoulder blades together, exhale, release, or hold opposite elbows. Inhale, move the arms in line with the ears, come halfway up, exhale, forward bend. If you want more still, inhale, interlock those fingers and come halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend, exhale, forward bend. So pick your medicine. And if you want more challenge, you can stay in that half position and take a breath or two or more. This is for building strength. Stay in the position if it's comfortable and just rest. When you're ready, coming up.
Notice how you feel after that deep forward bend. Probably a little more grounded, a little more present. A little bit more in that emptiness of mind and fullness of your entire being. Feet apart, one leg width apart, triangle. Feet can be slightly turned out if that feels better for your knees. So the shape of the lower leg bones is various, just like those trees out in nature. So you want your knees to be comfortable. So just pick whatever position for your feet feels best for your knees. I know some of you dealing with some knee issues. All right, inhale, arms coming up to the sides. And exhale, we're going to twist. So I'm going to keep it low in the beginning. So just twisting side to side, aligning those shoulders. You're welcome to bend the knee of the leg that you're coming to. That might be your pose. That might be your Trikonasana. If it feels good for you, you can come lower still. You can come all the way to that foot on the outside, the inside, or in the center. Inhale up, exhale side. You can also have blocks that you use, those landing pads wherever you're going to. So the outside of the foot, the inside, center, you might have a block, you might have a chair. Seat of a chair, you can bring your forearm to, for example, like that. Or a stool. So I'm just showing as if I have a chair right now. Okay, once you know what you're doing, exhale, release. We're going to work together. So pick your expression of this pose, Utthita Trikonasana, rotated triangle. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, going to your left. Hold after exhale. 1, 2. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming to your right. Hold after exhale. Draw the belly in. Inhale, untwist the head, neck, shoulders, upper back, middle back, lower back. Exhale, release. 1 round. Keep this going your own timing. You can increase the length of that hold after exhale to up to the same length as your exhale. So keep this going. Inhale, center, exhale, twist, hold after exhale. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, twist. You can skip the hold if it's too much for you. And take a break in between. Keep this going. Doing around 6 rounds, or if it's too much, just take a break and samastiti and maybe add a forward bend. This is for letting go of obstacles in the body and the mind. This really works the GI tract. Great for constipation, sluggishness in the digestive system. It's also great for the mind emotions. Just helps you get a little bit unstuck sometimes. And holding on to something emotionally in the gut. Stimulating this lower part of the vagus nerve, perhaps. Definitely changing blood flow here by twisting it. Doing one more round. See, some of you are already finished. It's coming to samastiti if you're finished. Placing one hand at the heart, the other at the belly, or both hands in a place that feels like your center this morning. Remembering your intention for your practice today. So doing Utkatasana squat as our counter. I'm going to start with this in an easy way. Inhale, arms at the sides, drawing those shoulder blades together. Exhale, perhaps imagining that tree we brought to awareness earlier. You can also acknowledge the land you're on again and the peoples, the original peoples, indigenous peoples of that land. You can bring that to mind. And think about the land that they continue to try to protect through their culture and practices. And a reminder that yoga is also an indigenous practice from India, that we have the privilege to practice here. In the West, the original yogis believed that you should never leave Mother India. So Krishnamacharya never left India, he refused. His son Desigachar started the traveling and bringing the practices around, and other teachers did the same. So that was also quite a big sacrifice they made from their cultural perspective to leave India, to come to the west to teach. Now you can keep this going, or if you feel up to it, you can do full Utkatasana. I put a prop under my heels. Some of you will not need that. You can also sit up and down from a chair. We've done that other parts of the term. Inhale, the arms can come up overhead if this works for you, interlocking the fingers, or you can just have them halfway up. Exhale, sitting down. Leaving your arms up or bringing them down. This is quite a bit for the knees, so if you have knee problems, this might not work for you. Inhale, moving the arms first, coming up. Exhale, coming down. So just make your decision. You can just come halfway down, Ardha Utkatasana, like this. Or coming all the way down. You can also just leave your hands out for balance. This pose is very grounding. Excellent for reducing toxins in the colon area. Apana Vayu, that downward flow of energy. Also reducing the toxins in the colon. It's comfortable staying at the bottom. You could do this in the halfway position if you want. Your buttocks could be at the wall. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward. Again, you can do this with your buttocks at the wall. We've done this before. I'm just going to show that in case you forget. This builds strength for the knees. Whatever version you're doing, when you're ready, coming up and finding your samastiti. All right. So we're going to do a version of sun salutations. I'm going to start with doing it with warrior, which I know all of you can do. Okay. And then I'll move towards harder and harder versions so you can decide. Classically, you're facing east. So if you can do that in your space, but you might not be able to and still see me. You can have the intention of facing the sun. Just make sure you've got room around you to move your arms. Hands at the heart. So this was a practice done as the sun is rising to honor the sun. And again, that reminder that we know that the world, this earth and us and everything on it is actually, its elemental properties are stardust from this star of the earth, the sun. That's a lot to be thankful for. Inhale, arms coming up at the sides through that radiance of the sun. The sun is also an image of our essential natures of light coming out of the hearts. Exhale, forward bend, bowing to the earth. Bending the knees as needed. Inhale, bring your left foot back. Now, I'm going to show it in warrior, so I'm turning the foot out. Inhale, arms coming out to the sides. Exhale,
forward. Now you might just stay here, or if you can, going into a downward facing dog, or just stay in that forward bend. Inhale, I'm going to bring that right foot forward again, just so that those still in the warrior can join us. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, coming up to standing, full Tadasana, arms up. Exhale, hands at the heart. Samastiti, visualize the radiant sun shining out of the heart. Release the hands down. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, forward bend. Bowing to the earth. Inhale, right foot stepping back into a warrior stance. The foot's turned out, the front knee is bent. Inhale, arms at the sides. Exhale, coming forward, Parshva Uttanasana. You can keep that front knee bent or straighten it, or perhaps you can come to a downward facing dog. Inhale, bringing that left foot forward. If you're in the down dog, turning that back foot out. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, forward bend. Feet together or apart. Inhale, arms at the sides coming up. Exhale, hands at the heart. So that might be your sun salutation. We're going to keep going. For those of you who can, I'm just going to add some other parts. If this is your sun salutation, you can just keep going like this, like we just did. Inhale, arms coming up at the sides. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, left leg back in a lunge if you can, or you can do that warrior. The knee can be off the ground or on the ground. On is usually easier. Arms at the sides. You might need to place a blanket across the middle of your mat for your knees. Exhale, downward facing dog, or you can just stay here and do a stretch like this. Stretching that front leg, or go to your downward facing dog. Inhale, upward facing dog or upward cat. So I'm going to show the upward cat. And we can all do that. Exhale, child's pose. I know you can all do this. Take a moment of gratitude, something you're grateful for today. Palms together. Inhale, upward cat, or Chakravakasana, as we call it in Sanskrit. Exhale, bring your chin in, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. If you can do this, otherwise, just stay in that tabletop for a minute. Inhale, we're going to bring our left foot forward. And you can go into your warrior, or bring the back knee down and bring the arms up. That front knee comes towards the front toes. Exhale, forward bend. Again, remember your forward bend, you can be halfway always. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Release the hands down. We're going to do this all on the right, still quite modified.
Inhale, I'm thinking about the people in the room today. Inhale, arms coming at the sides, the radiant sun. Exhale, forward bend. So you do the same thing, moving the right leg. Inhale, right leg moving back, warrior or lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog, or you can do stretch of your front leg. Stay here for a few breaths. Maybe pedal the feet. When you're ready, inhale, up cat or upward facing dog. Upward facing dog, you go through plank and lift the chest through. You can keep up on the toes or release those toes down. Exhale, child's pose. This is how women in India do their salutation. Palms together, take a moment of gratitude. And when you're ready, up cat or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, or you can just stay in tabletop for a moment or go back to child. Inhale, bringing your right leg forward. Go into warrior or lunge. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, coming up. Arms can be front or sides. I like sides to visualize the radiant sun. Exhale, hands at the heart. I'm going to do 2 more, which brings us to a total of 12, which is the classical number of doing the sun salutations is 12. Release the hands down. Inhale, arms at the sides. Exhale, forward fold. Bowing the head to the earth. Inhale, left leg back, lunge or warrior. Exhale, stretching that front leg or downward facing dog. Inhale, Chakrasana, up cat or upward facing dog. Now, if you want, you can go from here into child or go into chaturanga. So chaturanga classically like this. I can't do that anymore for my wrists, but you can do it with the knees down or just bring yourself down gradually. And then when you're ready, you're going to inhale, bring your arms overhead, palms together. So this is how men in India do the sun salutation at temples, etc. We do salutations this way. I also saw this when I was in Tibet at the monasteries for men and women. Let's take a moment of gratitude, whatever that is for you.
Ready? Exhale, bringing the hands back to just below the shoulders, or if you're doing an up cat, you can just go right to that, or upward facing dog from this position. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg forward into your warrior lunge. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, sweeping through that radiance all around you. Exhale, hands at the heart, that well of awareness, source of that light deep within you. Last time, release the hands, inhale through that radiance all around you, radiant sun shining out of the heart. Exhale, bowing the head to the heart, to the earth, to your feet. Inhale, right leg back, lunge your warrior one. Exhale, downward facing dog, or stretching that front leg. Inhale, upward facing dog or Chaturanga. Go through plank. You can just stay here if you like, or adding the Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga, or just coming down in a way that's comfortable for your body. Inhale, arms coming overhead, palms together, and take a moment of gratitude here. And when you're ready, inhale, upward facing dog or Chaturanga. And exhale, I invite you all to go into child's pose as we transition to the floor. So again, do another moment of gratitude in the feminine version of the salutation. And when you're ready, coming onto your back. Your legs bent or straight, your choice. And that sun salutation is a practice you could do every day as your practice. For many of us, as we age, we need some warm up before we get there, but you might be in a condition of your body that you can do that right away in the morning.
as your practice. You would do it 6 to 12 times. 6 rounds is 12 times. It's done with some chants that I'm going to teach you later. Just gonna lie here. Your legs can be bent or straight, Supasana. I have my feet at the wall for grounding and alignment. Tadaka Mudra. Inhale, arms coming up. Now, if it's not comfortable for you to bring your arms overhead like this, you can bring them to the sides up like this. Okay, so if you need to adjust where you are so you have room, pick your version. Tadaka Mudra, classically the arms are coming up like I'm showing now, but you can adjust those. You could also lie on a rolled mat or a rolled blanket. So just keep those variations in mind for your body. Inhale, arms up, exhale, arms down. Now at the top of the inhale, I invite you to bring the chin in, Jalandhara Bandha. You can have a blanket under your head. You can have a bolster behind that you bring your arms to or a pillow. And exhale, coming down. Invite you to add a hold after inhale of half the length of your inhale. We've already worked on the hold after exhale today. And that hold might be the same length as your inhale. So the holds after inhale are to expand the energy, the prana, to build the energy. But we want to be careful when there's toxins in the body and the mind. When we do that, it can add a bit of disruption or anxiety. So just be careful. You can play with it, just see how you feel. And usually after doing the first part of the practice, there's a lot of cleansing, a lot of exhale. You can add this to the second half and you'll be just fine. Brahmana Kriya, expanding the energy. As you exhale, exhaling from the pelvic floor up like you're zipping a pair of jeans up. The next time we're going to stay in the pose if it's comfortable. Adjust your arms to comfort. So classical, interlock the fingers. And the hands are moving away from the top of the head. Modify hands on top of the head, elbows at the side, or arms anywhere that's comfortable for you. For example, cactus arms. So adjust your arms to comfort. Your feet can be together if that's comfortable. This is classical again. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, the lower bandhas. Mula bandha, Uddiyana bandha. Mula bandhas from the pelvic floor to the belly button. Uddiyana from the belly button up towards the heart, the stomach lifting. Jalandhara bandha, the chin lock, the chin coming in. Release those locks and then start to inhale, if you can, into the chest, then into the belly. Feel the back arch as you inhale. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Draw everything in and up. Feel the lower back move into the ground, chin lock, chest falls. Hold after exhale. 1, 2. Inhale into the upper chest, the middle chest, the lower chest, the full belly. If you like, add that chin lock again at the top of the inhale. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Draw everything in and up.
Re-engage the chin lock. Hold after exhale. Inhale into the chest, into the belly. You can do this on your own, a couple more times with your own breath pattern. Holding after exhale, about half the length of your exhale or same. Engaging Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, the root lock, the stomach lock, and Jalandhara Bandha, the chin lock. Release the lower locks and then inhale into the chest, into the belly, exhale, release the arms down and rest and stay in Sukhasana or do a Shavasana, let the legs go to the side. So I'm focusing on bandhas to prepare us for some pranayama. Bringing the feet, bending the legs, feet in towards the buttocks. You can add a block between your thighs if you like, or melt on your thighs, press out or press in, or you can have both. You've got one hip higher than the other, you can try bringing that foot forward. So for example, left hip is a bit tighter or it's a bit higher, bring that left foot forward, or the right side if it's the opposite side, or keep them even if you're not sure. Exhale here, draw into the center, press into the block. Inhale, release, tilt the pelvis forward. We're going to lift just the lower back on exhale. Exhale, press into the block and just lift the lower back. Inhale, bring the arms up, lift the upper back and the hips up a little bit higher. Exhale, stay here. Press into the block. On the hold after exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. And feel those lower bandhas, those lower locks. Engage more. Release the belly as you inhale, tilt the pelvis forward. Lower back goes off the ground. Exhale, tuck the tail under, lift just the hips off, just the lower back. So you're very low lift. Inhale, lift higher, breathing into the chest, then into the belly as the hips lift even higher. Exhale, rolling down. Sorry, exhale, stay in the position. Hold after exhale, rolling down. Pelvic floor lifts even more. Belly button draws in even more, and the hands come down at the end. Inhale, release the belly. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in as you lift just the hips up, lower back up. Inhale, lift into the chest, into the lower back. As you lift even higher, arms are overhead. Exhale, stay here, press into the block. Pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Hold after exhale and roll down. I like to stretch my arms away to stretch the whole spine. And then at the end of the exhale, bring the arms down. One more time. Inhale, stay. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, tuck the tail under, just lift the hips off the ground. Press into that block. Inhale, lift into the chest.
into the belly as the arms come up. Exhale, stay here, press into the block. Hold after exhale, roll down, feel those bandhas engage. The end of the exhale, hold, coming down with the arms. And rest the legs, remove the block. And if you've got a soft block or a thinner pillow, just have that nearby. Just one more pose for this series. Bring that block underneath your hips. Crossing your right leg over your left, drawing your knees into your chest as you exhale. Inhale, release. Let's keep this going. Exhale, drawing the knees in. Inhale, release. It's just stretching the outside of the hip. Can you hold on to the feet, hold on to the shins. Take the stretch even more deeply, adjust the cross. Go to the other side, keep it moving or start staying. Should be pretty warm by now. It's the the upper hip that's getting the stretch. You might be ready to take it a little bit more deeply. Maybe staying. Hugging the knees into the chest. Just stay here or inhale, knees away. Exhale towards you, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls. Pull those bandhas up from the pelvic floor up. Inhale, release, knees away. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Knees in, hold after exhale. Knees away. Try this without the arms. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Chest falls, pull in and up. Knees away, last time. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Knees towards your chest. And hug. The slight inversion with the block under the hips can be very helpful for incontinence of various sorts. So it just helps with prolapsed organs. When you're ready, legs up to the sky, just that slight inversion of the lift of the hips. Maybe bringing your hands to the sky as well. Just rest for a moment in Shavasana before we come up to Pranayama in the seated position. Just rest for a minute
feel ready, bringing your knees towards your center, rolling to your right side if that's comfortable. Staying there for a moment. And gradually coming to a seated position. You're welcome to sit on a chair, sit in any position that's comfortable for your body. I'm going to sit in Sukhasana, easy pose. Sukha is open or light space at the solar plexus, at the base of the sternum. Your knees are bothering you in this position. You can cross your feet under to hold your knees. So that's one approach. Sitting on a bolster or block for your pelvis can be helpful. You can sit in the kneeling position that I often do. I did try to prepare the hips a bit for this today. So see if you feel ready. So we haven't done pranayama this term yet. Just going to do a simple Anuloma Ujjayi pranayama with a focus on exhalation through one nostril at a time. So we're going to inhale both nostrils, exhale left, inhale both, exhale right. And when we're inhaling both, we're doing Ujjayi. So just a reminder, that's constricting the throat, sounds like the ocean. So just try that right now. Inhale both nostrils. And then classically, you take your right hand in the mirror for you, and you breathe out your left nostril. You half close that nostril just below the cartilage, put a little pressure on it to create it more of a valve. Inhale, release. Now I like to do this side to side, which is not classical. It's always the right hand, but it's good for the brain and the body to switch hands. Inhale, both nostrils, Ujjayi. Inhale into the chest, into the belly. Exhale, closing your left nostril. Exhale through the right, half closed. And just keep this going side to side. Pick a ratio. Inhale 4 to 10 seconds. Exhale the same, or you can make your exhale a little bit longer or even twice as long. And then hold after exhale, half the length of your exhale. So again, the exhale might be a little bit longer or even twice as long as your inhale to make it more relaxing for the mind and the nervous system. So I'm doing inhale, exhale, same length. Hold after exhale, half the length. That's what I'm doing. You can pick your ratio. No hold after inhale. Moving from left nostril to right. Ujjayi pranayama, both nostrils center. As you inhale, exhale, one nostril at a time. And always use your right hand or switch side to side. So with your hands, just a reminder, Mrigi Mudra, or you can just make a little beak with your hand. We've talked about that before, so just a reminder. I'm going to keep that elbow up of the arm that's up, using your hands on your nostrils. Try to keep the elbow up. Classically, there's a danda or a staff underneath that elbow. You see pictures of yogis from long ago. It keeps the rib cage more open.
Doing around 6 to 12 rounds. This is a pranayama to relax the mind. Engage those bandhas on that hold after exhale from the pelvic floor up, like you're zipping up that pair of jeans. Right, increase the length of your hold to the same length as your exhale. This increases the Lungana effect or the reduction effect, the down regulating effect. And when you feel like you're complete, just move to Ujjayi, sitting in the center. You get to that place, Ujjayi, with the index finger and thumb together, chin mudra. These mudras are to lock in your attention to a particular point in your body. You have a lot of somatic awareness through our nervous system of both our hands and our feet. So physiologically, and the yogis use this to our advantage for stilling the mind by using both our hands and our feet in special ways during the physical practice. This pose, Jnana Mudra or Chin Mudra, is for developing jnana or wisdom. You can imagine a triangle you draw across from your two interlocked fingers, and then a point coming up to your third eye, so creating a triangle from the base up to the third eye, if you like. And then if you like, around that triangle, creating a circle of light. So triangle, those 3 points, the opposites and the unification, then blending it together through a circle outside of you. And then adding some radiance to that circle, if you like, that radiance of the sun. So move into this season of honoring light, and peace, and joy. Just visualize that radiance. Or you just visualize the triangle, or the triangle and the circle, or adding that radiance. We do the 6 bija mantra of the sun. You can repeat after me if you like. Om Ram Om Ram Om Hrim Om Hrim Suryaya Namaha. Surya means sun. Namaha is I honor. Link to Om Suryaya Namaha. Suryaya Namaha. Om Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Stay. Namaskaram. Thank you very much. The wonderful season of celebrating the return of the sun, solstice, Hanukkah, Christmas. How do you celebrate this season? Focusing on peace, love, joy, and light.